Welcome to another Britflicks.com podcast.
It's the most fucked up story you know.
That's 2 questions.
Go on, you can tell me. Man to man. We're in the same game, you can trust me. Loose lips, sink ships, and all that.
Fine. I'll tell you.
But you'll tell them the truth. You'll tell them it wasn't my fault.
What sort of dummy do you think I am? You shot him, didn't you?
Listen, Carl, I don't understand. For heaven's sake! Carol! Carol!
I can dream now, Joey. Oh, you wouldn't believe what I can dream of now. Terry.
Relax, baby. This is better than sex.
I've no qualms about the invasion of my privacy by government agencies or data processing organizations. All I want is my fair share of the electricity so I can turn a damn light on and ensure I wipe my backside properly.
Teething problems, Wilder. Building's still settling.
Oh, come in, Jackie.
I'm not going to make a big thing of this, Dad. I'm staying half an hour and that's all.
Don't go in yet. I'll have a word with you.
This is a waste of time, you know. I've been thinking about what you showed me. There's a simple explanation. There must be.
Keep your voice down, please.
Dad, she's been in an asylum for 15 years. She must be cured.
We've both been in an asylum, Jackie.
Well, then you ought to know it better than anyone else.
I found something else this evening, Jackie.
Oh, God, no.
Look.
What are they?
Tarot cards. Found them in a drawer.
So?
Well, it takes 2 to play that game, Jackie.
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
I might have known you'd turn up.
Just about time, I'd say. The chief superintendent doesn't approve of extramural perversion.
How does the minister feel about it?
All this is unfortunate. Most unfortunate.
You're a master of the understatement.
And you are a master of the overstatement. Now I think it's time you were on your way, Inspector.
This is my manor, and the villains in it are mine.
Well, you're welcome to them, old thing, so why don't you just run along and arrest a few?
Just how much do you know about this book that you're after?
Not very much, only that Professor Harrington referred to it in his notes.
A remarkable work. The few men that really understood it learned many strange and terrifying secrets.
Only a few? Is it that hard to understand?
I spent my life trying to decipher it. The ancient sorcerers who wrote it knew their information was far too valuable to entrust to any known language.
I didn't realize what I was asking for.
You don't believe in witchcraft?
Do you?
Do I believe in witchcraft? What kind of witchcraft? The legendary witch that rides on the imaginary broom, the hex that tortures the thoughts of the victim, the pin stuck in the image that wastes away the mind and the body.
Also imaginary.
But where does imagination end and reality begin? What is this twilight? This half-world of the mind that you profess to know so much about? How can we differentiate between the powers of darkness and the powers of the mind?
This is the way that it works. It's 2, 3 passes at it. It's a cycle. I said at the beginning.
I'm not doing it again.
But you've got no choice.
I do. I'm going this shit.
It is not shit. I wish it were.
I'm not doing it again. I'm fucking going.
No, don't open the door. Don't cross the line. We'll be fucked. Cross the line, we'll be stuck here forever. Please, you just don't know.
Remember this one? Well made. My father taught me, you know. Runs in the family.
You're not my father, Morris.
What kind of person was he?
Very withdrawn sort of fellow. Had the most disconcerting eyes. One could never return his gaze in conversation. Somehow made one feel guilty.
My lord, the chief villainy of Mr. Lovelace's pamphlet lies in his open admission that he would do what he could to make a world saner and more humane than the world we live in. His phrase, not mine. He made curbside speeches. He even wrote to certain politicians and so-called princes of the church.
Could you bring us to the charges?
My lord, the prosecution makes much of the defendant's professed wish to see the Imperial War Museum destroyed. Why, the defendant asks, do we send busloads of children to gawp at that collection of tributes to authorized murder? A crime? Well, look at this venerable courtroom. We're supposed to be civilized, aren't we? Yet we do shove innocence into that chamber of horrors stuffed with pain and mutilation and death and say, look, children, this is what put the great in Britain. But where in that asylum of grotesques do we find framed the armament manufacturer's checkbook together with Grandpa's piss-pathetic medal and his artificial leg? I, for one, am with the defendant. If I knew how, I would blow the bloody place sky high. For which thought, if memory serves, the prosecution argues, if a man can be so scathing about our bloodied, militaristic past, what is he not capable of? I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, he is not capable of a non-event. There was no bomb, no threats, no conspiracy. You know it, the prosecution knows it, I know it, the judge knows it. It is not the defendant who should be on trial here, but a besotted establishment who can cheerfully send a generation to slaughter in the name of war, and yet has the audacity to bring a hapless fool like Lovelace to trial for uttering words.
Do sit down, Sergeant. Shocks are so much better absorbed with the knees bent. Please. Now, those children out there, they're jumping through the flames in the hope that the god of fire will make them fruitful. Really, you can hardly blame them. After all, what girl would not prefer the child of a god to that of some acne-scarred artisan?
And you encourage them in this?
Actively. It's most important that each new generation born on Summerisle be made aware that here the old gods aren't dead.
And what of the true God, to whose glory churches and monasteries have been built on these islands for generations past? Now, sir, what of him?
Well, he's dead. He can't complain. He had his chance, and with modern parts, blew it.
Doesn't feel wrong. They're bad people. They should suffer.
Alan Parker said, sometimes with the British film industry, it's hard to know if we're waving or drowning.